So that's your temperature select, so that's allowing you to adjust the temperature in the vehicle. And that's your water temperature selection. So really, I would just leave that on hot and then mix it with cold water, and then you're not using up as much of your water tank. This is how you select what level of power you want on the electric. Okay, so if it's a low ampage site, which they tend to be abroad, not so much in this country, then use the lowest setting. Okay, so that's 1 kilowatt. On UK sites, they're usually 13 amp supplies. They'll tell you when you book in, but then you can use the 3 kilowatt. This here selects whether you want to use gas, so you can use electric and gas at the same time. If you're not plugged into electric, then just use gas only. I would recommend, if you're on a 13 amp site, then just use electric only. It takes a bit longer to get hot on electric, but it will do the job. Okay, so what I was mentioning, you need to purge the system. When you first fill it full of water, all you're doing is, it's a mixer tap, just take it over to the hot, open it up until you get a pure flow of water like that. If it's spluttering, then you've still got air in the system. The pump's not on, so that's why that's died. So then take it over to cold, do the same again, and you need to get a pure flow of water. I'll just switch the pump on. Okay, so you need to get a pure flow of water like that, otherwise you've still got air in the system. Same applies to the gas. Okay, so when you first put your gas bottles on, this, it won't ignite. So the quickest way to purge the system is to switch on the gas hob, because that draws a lot of gas, and then wait till it ignites fully, and then you've got a pure flow of gas coming through the system, and all your gas appliances will then light more quickly. This here is access to the tank, so that's the fresh water tank, and to drain that, if you put your hand inside there, there's a plug at the bottom. If you pull that out, then that will drain the fresh water tank. It's important you do that in winter, because if water's left in that tank and it freezes, it can damage the tank, or it will damage the tank, and that's expensive. Also, you need to switch all the taps on when you're draining it down for winter. This is really important, because if you don't drain all the water out of the van, out of all the pipe work, and it freezes, it will crack the pipe work, and that's expensive. I've omitted to show you where the wastewater drain is. I'll just quickly go outside and show you that now. So when the level indicator inside the vehicle tells you that the wastewater is full, there's a tap here right next to the rear wheel. Show you where I am. So it's the front of the van. This is the tap here, and that's just simply opened. So that's the open position. You can see it's draining the remaining water out, and that's closed. So you just drive over a grid on the sites and open up that tap, and it'll drain away. Okay, towards the front of the vehicle, I just need to draw your attention to the circuit breaker and fuses, which are mounted here on the rear facing dinette table. So these are the main circuit breakers. So when you're plugged into a main supply, these all need to be in the up position, like your domestic circuit breaker at home, and they are the 12 volt fuses, which are labelled individually. So they're for the 12 volt appliances, and each appliance will have its own fuse. To make the better part of the dinette, I've taken the table out, but this table here, can you see it's got an elbowed leg, sits into that area there, and that bridges the gap. I'll make the bed up now, and I'll quickly show you a video of that. Okay, so I've made the bed up out of the dinette. What you need to do is turn the cushions, these forward facing cushion, that lip would normally be here, so that would be that way around, and then on the inside of that, these middle cushions sit underneath those when it's made up into the dinette. So I put the table underneath there like that, and it sits on that little lip there. So for the drop down bed over the dinette, you're pressing this button here and then pulling this down, so that reveals the bed. These are cargo nets, so whoever's sleeping in the bed can attach those. If you don't want to, just tuck them underneath the mattress. So that's the function of the drop down bed. To put it back up, just press the button again, pushes back up. So the cupboard's, that cupboard comes down with it. I'll make up the rear bed. It's principally the same as the rear one. So you're using these cushions here, turning them over and sliding these sections into the middle. So I'll make that up and just take a quick video of that. So to make this bed up, as I say, you're just drawing the sections in and then flipping those cushions over so they're upside down. And the cushions, the thinner cushions that are underneath those, bridge the gap in between. You are left with a leftover piece, so don't be surprised when you're trying to make that up and you're left over with this piece. That's the way it's designed to be. Okay, last but not least, I'll just show you how the blinds operate. So on this one, it's a solid blind, but that's just for the kitchen area, and your fly screen pulls down from the top. All the others are slightly different. I think the concertina blinds like that, principally the same. So that's blackout, and that's just your fly screen if you need to open the window. That's just the lounge window at the back. Skylight's principally the same. To open those, you're pressing that button. And then fly screen, blackout blind. Cab blind's very similar. You just pinch these two together, draw that across, and it's magnetic on the end. So push that up to there, and that's your cab blind. For the windscreen, same again. Pinch these two together. Draw that across, magnetic strip on either side, so they come together like that and magnetically attached together. That's where your rear view monitor lives. Not sure whether you can have that going while you're travelling. I think you can, but if not, it'll be when you select reverse that eliminates. That concludes the demonstration video for the Bailey Autograph 796. If you've got any questions on the day, after you having watched the video, I'll be happy to answer those for you. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I look forward to seeing you on the day that you collect.